Hello everybody, I just wanted to address everybody real quick at the start of these readings to thank you all for your subscriptions and comments and all of the views that you guys have sent my way. I really appreciate your guys' intention and enthusiasm to all that we do here on this little channel. Very much so. And once again, as we get into your mid-June general readings, please remember that these readings are for entertainment purposes only. I hope you enjoy them. Here we go.
Just straighten out the camera there for you, Pisces. Sorry about that. How are you guys? I hope you're all in a good place right now. Place of abundance, joy, prosperity, bliss, and comfort. Thanks for joining me in this moment in space and time for this your mid-June general readings. What's been going on, Pisces? You guys been happy? You guys been hungry? You guys been getting after it? You've been laying back? We got a couple jumpers already. We've got King of Wands, and we got Two of Wands going on here. So are some of you trying to be in better accordance with a fire sign? Somebody Leo, somebody a Sagittarius, or perhaps an Aries here. Somebody that you're trying to like maybe smooth things over with, or perhaps this could be somebody in your environment here that you're crushing on and you're trying to make it happen. That's why I'm picking up on those flippers and poppers and jumpers. My subscribers know we always throw that one's back in the deck. It's just maybe a quick message for somebody, or quick, saying it, you're on the right track. Let's keep moving. Let's keep going. So yes, Pisces, I want to mention there are a few new ways to get a hold of me. If you choose and check the description box down below, you'll see that you can find me on Patreon or Facebook or Instagram if you want to get in touch. I'm not doing private readings at this time, but, I want to stay in contact and stay authentic and true to everyone that supported me through the growth of this little YouTube channel. I appreciate you guys so much for that. So, Pisces, let's get into it, right? What are the messages for Pisces? Tarot's ready to go. I didn't even have to ask. Tarot knows when I do these general readings that I'm like looking for set my intention on finding the healing energies and setting the hidden messages and clearing up stuck energies. A lot of times during my videos, I'll say that. Just like it's not like I'm like redirecting tarot, because this deck, I use it for my general readings, and this is generally the intention that I put into the deck. Almost like when I ask you guys to put your intention in, you're the other half, you're the receptive half of the reading, and that's really like, I'm giving away secrets now, but that's really kind of how it works, all right? So please set your intention now, Pisces. We'll look at the bottom of the deck, and you guys have pulled number 19, Major the Sun. Look forward to an amazing couple weeks and enjoy these nice long days. All right. The sun is here for you to experience the most that you can in nature. Our planet sometimes can be just like either very hospitable or sometimes very inhospitable, depending on your location, depending on how the weather is sort of in your area, and things of that nature. When you have these like super sunny summer days, or like, just a cool breeze on a very temperate sort of day with the sun is shining, it's like, try and get out there, try and go and to get after it, because it's kind of like, winter will be back before you know it. And we're coming up on summer solstice here, right? So we want to make sure that whatever we're doing, like our happiness is definitely there. Maybe we're out in the world, we're wanting to share it, and we're wanting to go and make the most of our time. The sun to me has it's kind of like when the major arcana, this one here is like kind of governance over the time dimension or the time factor, so to speak, right? There's permanence, there's eternity to be felt in the sun. And there's also like that other side of it, that living in the moment, right? It's like eternity cannot exist without right now, and right now cannot exist without the greater eternity, right? They live very hand in hand, very harmoniously. So when we see the sun here, the question or the message that is coming through is kind of like, what are we doing with that time? How are our energies being affected by maybe having too much time, not having enough time? It's almost kind of like when it's too hot or is it too cold, right? Time and temperature, those basic kind of like things, those intangibles that affect us like daily, right? Like they really do. And like the mainstream media, like they hop it up, right? Like, or we're very conditioned to be like, oh my goodness, it's like it's noon on a Sunday, right? And it's plus, 71 degrees out, and that's just like how it's like limited or defined. When we see this sun card in the overall energy, this is like, go out, be free in nature, appreciate the hospitality that Gaia has to offer and Gaia's relationship with the sun, so that you are like putting yourself in a position as like a creature, like not creature, a blessed spirit, a soul, a being, I guess, because we're in our physical body. Sorry for saying creature. I don't know why that came through. And for some of you, this is definitely involving pets. This is probably why I seen that, right? Cats, dogs, lizards, and frogs. Give them a special I love you. Give them a special treat too, right? This is a great card. I could go on literally for a millennia just like talking about the sun and talking about time, but I'll try and cut it off. My readings are starting to get a little bit long. So let's go back to our root chakra, see what's happening, Pisces. Oh my goodness. Talk about a heavy-hitting month. Now we've got the Empress up in root chakra, right? You guys are planting the seeds of what it is you want to create in your life, what you want to attract into your life, and what you want to bring about. So this is really good when we see this energy like this, right? It's like we were seeing ourselves as a part, as a blessed spirit, as a being in the grander scheme of things. But this Empress now is showing is like some of you have found the key. Some of you have found the secret of to like how you realize that on the outside is like definitely what's going on. We found it on our inside, in our inner peace, right? It's really cool. In this deck, I'm going to bring this closer. You can see that the Empress has the tower in the background, but look how far behind her it is. It's like even things when they're like really like tumultuous and shaky, she's not wavered because she's been through that before. She keeps it in remembrance. She keeps it in her rear view for sure so that it's not really affecting, but she's already moved past it. So this is a key, a situation that some of you will be observing things that will almost want to trap you back into old ways of cycling through things, old ways of like wanting to see things, but your higher spirit, your higher self is not going to let you. It's not going to allow you. It's going to say, move forward now, come along, nothing to see here, right? And it's for the better, so to speak, right? Seeing these two cups up here as well, it's almost like this is this same lady, right, that's on this journey. Now we've like almost like she's in some sort of like other place looking back on the earth, where here she's on earth and she's looking at the sun. So far these are like very high, like etheric cards, and it's coming like in through the grounding energy. So this here is kind of like make sure we're expressing gratitude in all things to ourselves, to spirit, and to our friends, family, and relatives, and our loved ones, because that is going to be what gratitude for grounding, so to speak, with this Empress card here. She's going to say like, you can stay grateful, or you can stay grounded, but be grateful for the people and the things that do keep you grounded, because if it were not for that, you could be experiencing tower energy, or you could just be, you kind of just want to drift off into your own fantasy land of thoughts and thinking and just never come back and deal with like your silly manager, or, Bob at the checkout at the Walmart or whatever it might be. You got to kind of pay attention in the here and now. But interesting cards to see there with Empress. So what could this mean with such a high energy card down there in the root chakra? It's interesting. Some of you may be like trying to conceive at this time. Some of you may be in good, loving relationships at present time, and it's like to the point where you could be discussing having a family with your current lover. Or if you are far beyond this, if you've been through this and now you're older, maybe divorced, or you've had a few kids and things like that, maybe the kids are like maybe like actually asking you or inspiring you to like go out, live a little bit, go with your friends, go on a vacation. Like they can go stay at Aunt Judy's, or maybe they're old enough to take care of themselves, or we're just kind of wondering like, why haven't you like been out with your friends, or been on a date for a little while, right? And mostly this Empress is here is because you've worked hard for most everything you've had. You've used your ingenuity, your wisdom, and your willpower and your drive to get things done. I see Pisces in a very happy place, but I see them like kind of unrelenting, knowing they fought for it, knowing they're going to continue to fight for it, and knowing where that balance is. Well, how am I feeling about it? Again, Pisces, we cannot forget the water element that is your sign. that swept away feeling that we can have, right? And that kind of like, man, it would be nice maybe to retire a little bit early, or oh my goodness, if I could just catch a lucky break, or if I could come up with a super good idea that would allow me out of the matrix, so to speak. It's like you guys are kind of questing for that, longing for that, when I see that with the Nine of Wands. All right, let's move on. Boom! It's all majors so far. It's all majors. We've got Wheel of Fortune up now in the sacral energy. So Pisces, what's happening here? Are you guys like, the feeling is like going with the flow and having a lot of fun, is what I've got here. It's like that ingenuity I spoke of, or the sort of that idea machine that is your brain, is just like going to be on like hyperdrive, and it's like going to be attractive energy. People are going to be looking at you as like kind of being like a lot of sex appeal and a lot of like, je ne sais quoi. I don't know what that is about that person, but I really want a piece of it, or want to know what it is. So don't be surprised if people are approaching you, asking you, and talking to you, or like you get the cheesy one-liners or the pickup lines coming your way from external or outside places, right? The sacral area is something that's very personal for a lot of people, especially in a water sign in Pisces. So when it comes to our personal things, it's almost like you guys have like attained a level of mastery with it, you know, whatever that might mean to you. And this is like stuff coming in from the external now, like to kind of shake things up, to be like, okay, maybe some of you, this is an unexpected pregnancy, right? With Wheel of Fortune and the Empress now. Or some of you, it's kind of going to be like, it happened, and then now you're like evaluating like how much love is there, or what are the resources looking like as a result of this. We're going to go for more clarifiers here. Wheel of Fortune could also just mean that you are like searching, you're spending a lot of time trying to see a need, or like trying to invent something almost. It's like some of you might even be like at the precipice of like inventing something big, or like coming up with an idea that like fills a heavy gap or a want or a desire, right? Okay, for those of you following the pregnancy and relationships, it looks like there is a fire sign involved. It's interesting. I saw this in another sign. I can't remember which one it was, so I can't even refer you to a cross-watch reading for it. But this pregnancy involving like a fire sign, this is a Leo, a Sagittarius, or an Aries, right? Looking like more so like a father figure. If you're a guy watching this, this could be saying like, it's maybe probably a good time to like dome it if you are like in a new relationship, or maybe you reach that point where it's just kind of like you trust one another, but you may not be ready to have like a baby. You may just want to be saying, all right, well, you know, it's not that you don't trust a person, but like maybe you're just taking that extra step. You just want to really make sure that it doesn't occur, right? That sort of thing. You're in love with this person, but there needs to be some more planning or something that comes up, some more management of life and resources before we introduce a new spirit back into the 3D. That sort of thing. When we see this Wheel of Fortune up with this King of Wands here, right? This baby-making energy so far is what I've got through this reading. But Wheel of Fortune, if we want to apply it to our like problem-solving skills and our creative projects, like painting and music or the arts or otherwise, is just showing that some of you, it could like inspiration could be a day away, or you may be returning to an idea that you once had and then have like put on the back burner or put up on the shelf and you haven't looked at it for a while. That could be those kinds of energies coming through there, Pisces. All right, let's move. Are you kidding me? It's like, you guys watch me shuffle, right? It's like, wow, it's maybe just going to be the whole major arcana is going to show up in one reading, Pisces. What are you guys doing? What the heck, you guys? But look at this. Look how you're feeling about it. Confident, smooth, secure, in control, right? This is like nothing new to see here. This is no big deal for me. I've got this on lock. I'm drawn back to this again with her. It's having this tower in the background. It's like some shaky shit could be going on around you guys, and you're just like, you've got it all in the rearview mirror. You've got it all figured out, or you're remaining sort of unmoved. There's that permanence about you, right? And this is intuitive purpose. You're knowing not to be in a reactive position, in a reactive situation to somebody that might want to dramatize things or be like, or their 2 cents they might want you to see it as the whole dollar, but you're just not biting. It's like you're even calling it out. You're like, that's just bullshit, and you know it, right? And that's good for you guys to see that and to do that, right? Because it's kind of like, either one way or the other with you guys. It's like people are either like trying to like have domineering or dominant energy, and then there's those other times where you're just like absolutely like, no way, Charlie, back up now. You know, don't try that shit with me. It's just not going to work. It's not going to get you anywhere. Whatever it is that you're doing, apply it to your situation. All right, so the Emperor is up there. And again, I'm going to ask for another clarifier. It doesn't come easy when it's all majors. Like the pips are actually pretty important to see, like kind of like how it builds up. But when we're all up at this sort of like ascended master type level, why all of this stuff here? And for some of you, like this could be that Aries energy shining through. I don't normally call out the astrological signs through the major arcana. It's just kind of like, yeah, it could be, but at the same time, sometimes I just get, like, I see that sign, right, through that card, and it's traditional. It's the way it of things, right? All right, now we've got 3 of Cups backing up this Emperor. So maybe some of you are just going to be, like, relying on your besties and maybe, like, limiting your friend selection. This could be for some people going through Facebook and Instagram and just, like, or YouTube, just like hitting the unsubscribe button, hitting the unfriend, the unfollow button, things of that nature, and then like really like reestablishing contact or connection with people that are meaningful to in your life. This is like calling old friends. Some of it could be related to this old idea. Calling old friends that you haven't talked to in a while, or getting together with people you haven't maybe seen in a little while, right? 3 of Cups is pretty harmonious energy, right? And again, for some of you, you guys could be like the situation where you're like getting the band back together, like Jake and Elwood type situations where it's like you're calling all the people around you that you know because you've got like maybe this amazing news, right? Maybe this amazing thing that you're working on, whether it's a record, an idea, or something that you're just getting other people who would be enthused about that sort of situation surrounding you for good positive energies. Some of you, you're going to be the host of a party, maybe solstice or new moon celebrations. You're going to be hosting, and you're going to just kind of be like kind of strutting your stuff, like not like controlling or egoic. The Emperor has a potential to go that way, but when I see it up in gut instinct, it's just more so like you're hosting, like si casa already, right? Like it feels good. Okay. No, really, you guys, what? You just want to like, I still have a couple more signs to read for. We can't just burn through it all on Pisces, all right? All right, I'm joking, you guys. Look at this, Judgment up in the heart. What's right? What's wrong? What's good for the goose? Is it good for the gander? What are you guys questioning about your relationships? Again, the Judgment. Somebody's following the line of this reading and the pregnancy and the new relationship very closely, making the call. This, for some of you, this could be like, you know, do I know who the father is? Can I accept who the father is? Am I willing to like even like keep the baby? I don't like to go on the topic of abortion because it's political, and I absolutely refuse to get political on this channel and in these readings, but Judgment in your heart that like it could involve that, right? And those sort of things. Judgment in your heart as well could be like healing up old wounds, soaring over like old past grievances that maybe like you look at them in hindsight being 2020 and you're like, man, I can't believe we lost our cool over that. I can't believe like we didn't talk to each other for a few months just because of that. Like, and then just kind of laughing it off with a friend, almost like I did when I pulled the card and I was like, what the heck? And then ha ha ha, right? Like it's just a way of it, right? It's just a way of the nature. These are big energies. So a lot of you lower all the way right up, you're gonna feel swept away. And we talked about that, right? You guys may be feeling like there is a lot here that's beyond your control. A lot that you're just kind of like, oh my goodness, I have like a flimsy forefinger like here shuffling the cards. Maybe we don't need a clarifier. Maybe that's what Tarot's saying. Like Judgment is like there. All right, 4 of Cups. What's going on? What are we doing with our free time? And again, back we've got 3 and now into 4 Cups. Like kind of creating your inner circle, knowing who around you can trust. So Judgment also comes with trust. And I'm glad this 4 of Cups showed up here to remind me of it, right? What is it? What certain inclinations do we trust when we have them? And which ones are like kind of our fantasy or just like our wantingness, right? And which other inclinations are like, yeah, that feels real. That feels good. Let's go for that, right? So trusting of ourselves and our inner circle. Some of you may be like finding yourself like maybe in certain disputes or certain situations where you know, things could just like, could be confusing for you and you're uncertain about the future, but you're calling in close personal friends and like telling other people to sort of like hit the highway, to go kick rocks or go and beat it, right? With this Judgment card, it's surrounding how you feel about people, and it is like your Facebook friend list, or the people like on like that you work with, associates, acquaintances, everybody, kind of thing. All right, can we please have a lower pip card there? Can we please? Here we go. And oh, look, now we've got to deal with Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles isn't the best energy, you guys. It's not the worst, but it's not the best, right? Five of Pentacles energy just shows here that somebody could be struggling to fit in. Somebody could be struggling to sort of express themselves in a way that they feel comfortable that they're not going to be judged, right? Now that we see this as we've come up, this applies right here. Are some of you just kind of being a little bit more reserved these days about the information you're sharing, about who you are, about how you're calling situations, out of certain maybe a fear of being judged, or that people will see you not like as like a status thing? Are you worried about not having a particular status that maybe, somebody you knew introduced you to it, and then it's kind of left you maybe not wanting, but also at the same time you're like, well, how the heck am I going to keep up with that? How am I going to feel like I'm fitting in with that, right? Or Five of Pentacles, back to this, right? Oh my goodness, first-time mamas, right? First-time families, first-time daddies. It's like, how are we going to, we're going to have to get our nose to the grindstone here. We're going to have to kind of work like a hard day's night, and you've been working like a dog, like just to make sure that there's going to be enough there, that we can plan for the future, that we can feel secure in our future. And this is in communication. So this is a lot of you maybe needing to put out a bigger commitment to yourself or to another, so that you're like bringing some more bacon home, so to speak. But for others of you, this could just be social misconceptions or misleading conversations that could occur, that could feeling you leaving. There is some confusion in this reading, but it's mostly just good-natured energy. And I have Five Pentacles up in your communication sector simply could mean that you could be helping somebody, talking about budgets, or receiving help with your own personal budget at this time. If all of these energies kind of got you going back and forth, swaying this way, that way, traveling over here, coming back over there, wanting to be there, here and there, plus save for the future, it's kind of like you may be talking to somebody to be like, how do we settle this down? How do we not go into the credit card as heavily as we have been for the last little while, and just kind of settle the energies down? And there could be somebody that you normally wouldn't talk to that would help you feel that as well. This could have been a dispute with somebody over cash money too, because communication or the understanding or the boundaries were not previously set. Okay, let's move on. Now we've got Queen of Pentacles. Finally, at least one of the suits is showing up to say, what do you guys want to talk about, right? And it's back to the physical, it's back to the material thing. So for some of you, your relationship is going to be with an earth sign. It's going to be surrounding how you're dealing with Capricorns and Tauruses and Virgos at this time, whether or not this is something that's in your charts or it's something that's in your lover's charts, right? That we're kind of seeking for harmony here. There is somebody here that loves you dearly, Pisces. For a lot of you, this message is that of a very nurturing, a very motherly type flow. Some of you might actually be looking to go and connect with your parents, or at least one of your parents, during this summer, to check in with them, to say hello, that sort of thing, just because it's showing up in pineal third eye situation. And this is a very important person now in our lives, in our thoughts, in our prayers, and in our dreams. And it's this is Queen of Pentacles, it's material. It's the physical contact, or actually seeing this person face to face, is a strong likelihood of being a reality for you, if not in the end of June, definitely as we move into summer in July. And just focus on it. Maybe you're kind of thinking about what you would like to say to this person when you see them again, because we saw some of that. You're getting in touch with older people, older friends, or people you haven't talked to for a while. The Queen of Pentacles could just naturally be that. You could have had a dream about them, and now you're just really inspired to hit them up on Facebook or give them a phone call and be like, you know what, let's set some time aside for each other to go and do it. If we want to internalize Queen of Pentacles, this is it. This is okay, we've got all this major arcana up here. Some of you might just be wanting to decide or wanting to judge what are the finer things in life to go after right now. Maybe some of you have been so successful in entrepreneurial and those endeavors that you're kind of like, well, maybe somebody else can run the business for a little while. Maybe I can get out and go explore the finer things in life. But you're still at that stage of like, what are those things? How do we move through it? Have we been moving through it? Have we been fair throughout, our last little bit in abundance? Or if we have been in a lack mentality, questioning why is that? Have we generated some bad karma? Or have we just kind of sort of been unlucky? And what can we do in terms of our giving? It's funny, Six of Pentacles isn't here. But it's that kind of the feeling from the Queen is saying like 5 of Pentacles energy needs to become 6 of Pentacles energy. Just to say like, okay, let's find our balance. Let's find how give and take affects our time and our resources. Okay. Let's see what's in from Crown. We got a reversal on 2 of Wands. And what did 2 of Wands did pop out? I can't remember if it popped out in our poppers and jumpers. It might have. But here, what are we manifesting, right? What are we trying to accomplish? And why are we kind of like feeling a little bit like this is like the feeling out of control because the external stuff, like look at this, the Sun, the Wheel of Fortune, the Empress and the Emperor with Judgment in the same reading. It's like, my goodness, you guys, of course you may be feeling like there's been a loss of control or like things have spiraled to a point where it's like, I can't accomplish this all by myself. I need to bring in some outside help, or I'm going to need to like consult with somebody to figure this out, right? Whatever this may be. And it could be that there is a major decision that needs to be made and somebody's not looking at it. Somebody's almost maybe thinking they've got the answer when really they may not, right? Because I didn't address this before and took 2 of Wands from Source and for me to see this, right? We've got this. So this, for a lot of you, this is for a reading for you guys in a couple. Of course, we saw this with the baby situation, but we could see this in more mature couples as well that are now just at a point in time where it's like, where are we retiring to? Where are we going to vacation? Where, and these talks and these conversations coming up. And there's certain things that the Empress and the Emperor may not be seeing eye to eye on, right? Because with Judgment and Wheel of Fortune here, it's almost like somebody's at risk or like really kind of scared of making the wrong decision right now. But you have to go with this intuitive gut feeling. You have to be able to trust yourself, right? In that, so that this like you can like alleviate the self-induced fear of making a wrong decision, right? No matter what the decision is, Source is saying it's like there could be benefits and hardships to going either way at this time, right? Because we've got Wheel of Fortune here, and that's just the way life is. You guys understand it. This reading started out almost like on a different planet, and with the seeing that Sun, and it trumps everything that's here. Like even these major arcana that have showed up, the Sun is just kind of like one day at a time, you guys. One conversation at a time. One commute at a time, and one dream at a time, so to speak, right? That's where we want to be. All right. I want a quick clarifier for this 2 of Wands. Yeah, some of you are just stressed out by a decision, like something that needs to be addressed or it needs to be done. And it's coming in as like Source is saying there is some defining things, some defining moments that are set to occur so that you can pick a direction. It's almost like Pisces, you've been floating about a little bit and you've been in love and good things have kind of been happening. Or if you feel like too much lack has been happening, there's too much stress, there's too much anxiety, there's solitude and loneliness going on, that things are set to occur that will change that. But this is co-creator type cards, right? With 2 of Wands and 10 of Wands like this. This is how are we co-creating? How are we making it work? And how are we going to be able to set down our stresses, burdens, and anxieties based on the decisions we make? We don't want to add to this. And it's almost like we can add to this. It's like things need to be dropped and let go of before effective decision making can occur. All right. And that's kind of what is in from some crown chakra. That's kind of like what Source wants to show us, or what we can expect for like future, like where we're headed. Okay, Wisdom of the Oracle deck by Colette Baron Reed. I always give her a shout out because I love her work and I love her cards. And so look at this. Card number 2, Yin. So this is like I think card number 1 is Yang. So there's like Yin and Yang. Which is like in the Tao, it's like, you can't have one without the other. It's like night and day, pleasure and pain, love and marriage. Well, no, that was just a TV show. But you know what I'm getting at, right? Everything's sort of in balance. And we've pulled the yin side of the balance. Bear with me as I find the page because I want to read this true message for this card. I'll bring it a little closer for you guys. There's like some sort of like bird bath pagoda type fountain or something that's here, but it looks like somewhat dry, and it's behind this like thin pink veil and kind of like surrounded by some permanence in the concrete, but yet some clouds and airy things going on behind it. So we can intuit what we want from that, but we're also going to read here. The feminine principle of receptivity, letting someone else make the first move, gathering information and taking in cues, the art of conscious allowing. This is a time of calculated receptivity as you gracefully await what is coming to you, ready to accept it when it appears. Yin does not involve frozen dreams or even resting, but rather consciously allowing things to flow to you, poised to receive the bounty that will be made available to you. It implies sensitivity as you alertly study the actions of others and contemplate how they will affect you and yours. Remember that you must make space for miracles to appear. Be the shaped, not the shaper, and you will see how quickly your dreams manifest, right? We talked about that a little bit, how you don't want to be the shaped, you want to be the one that is shaping things, and this is kind of like looking for these finer things in life. These messages have been like a freight train, Pisces. They've been overwhelming. This reading is going to mean so many different things to so many different people. And I just want to say thanks for understanding and thank you for making that connection on your end of the thing. I'm going to give you a little bonus for doing that. The card underneath the sun was a 7 of Cups, all right? So that's just a little bonus for you guys. Don't do that all the time, right? But with the 7 of Cups there, you can intuit from that there are certain things that you are waiting for them to come about. They are about to take form, to manifest into your reality. And how receptive, the choice to be receptive to those things is ultimately yours. But it's like this reading and what I'm feeling is that you guys need to have that level of openness so that your discernment and your decision making regarding these situations can occur very naturally. All right, Pisces, love you all, and we'll talk to you next time.